But I mean, if you talk, I have a, I just allows you.
Hey, y'all, it's Bob. You there?
Hey, I'm there. Give me a second. I just,
No worries.
okay, you
You're
good?
good.
Okay.
Looks good, yeah. That's interesting. Connected to my Bluetooth.
Alexa, play today's hits.
Why is it doing that?
Hold on, let me. I think it's 'cause-
Okay, you had your stuff on?
Yeah, I just don't know.
Okay. Woo.
I don't think I-
Yeah, no, she's recording, but she's just not ready for us yet. But you have your audio on. So I'm hearing it double. Alexa, play today's hits. I guess Alexa's not working today. Alexa, play 90s rap. Give me something, Alexa.
What?
Yeah. Alexa, play.
No.
You know.
Hey, Bob. Okay, let me try to get my my background studio looking like yours.
All right, all right. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't see you, but I can hear you.
Let's see. Okay, let me start my video. Hold on. You cannot start video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, let me stop my video. Hold on, I don't want to record yet. It's recording though, Bob. If I can hook this up to live on Facebook on the page while we're here, because we have, I'm going to invite them into the boardroom just today.
Okay.
I did hear a doorbell. Who is that? Is that Shalina?
I see Shalina just joined.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying
Hey,
to
boss lady.
turn on my computer.
Okay, I'm going to see if how this internet is going to work and see if I can go live in the group.
Okay.
And we're going to see, and then we're going to get started, Bob. Shalina, who do we have? I hear another doorbell. Who's coming into the house?
We got Tammy, Sandra, we got Patrina, Nicole, Amy is here.
Okay, so let's see. It's telling me that I can do something. I'm going to say we're live. We are live in the boardroom.
Hey, Daphne and Mitzi, welcome in.
Boss,
Make sure you.
Bob, Brandon, at its best. Okay, let me see if I can go live. Okay, it's kicking it in, so somebody need to go on to.
I see it says the webinar is now streaming live on Facebook. Good
Okay,
job,
so
Cole.
we gonna see. I'm working on my end. Bob, you teaching me something here.
I know, man. I'm proud of you. You're navigating this
Proud
thing.
of me,
really well.
Bob. Okay, so I don't know where I'm at on the screen, but let me see if I can get to you guys. Okay, so for all of my boss ladies, I wanted to invite you guys into the boardroom. So Shalina, if you can look on the Facebook group.
I'm there now.
Am I there yet on the Facebook group?
Yes, you are.
I am. What's going on, boss ladies? This is your girl, Coach Ella, coming to you live from the boardroom. So look, this is going to be the first, well, I did this once, but look, this is the last time you coming up into this boardroom. Let me take my glasses off. Boss ladies, this is the last time you're going to get secret access to the boardroom. And look, I have no other than the branding specialist, the branding boss himself, because I said, look, Bob, he dropped some nuggets on us last week. And I said, wait a minute, because I have this thing, Bob, no agents left behind. I felt a little bad because some of my boss ladies out there in Facebook world, all of my secret clients that I don't know I have out there, Bob, those 25,000 boss ladies on that page, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something special. I'm going to bring you out. I'm going to put you on the platform, and I want you to drop some nuggets as you did with the ladies in the boardroom last week. Guys, so we have no other than, and let me just say this, he was one of my gracious business partners. We don't have sponsors, we got business partners. He was one of the business partners that when I was in Texas, and when I went into his office, I was like, this is not no Linda's office. Like, this is not no, I thought I was in, I'm telling you, I thought I was in California or something in the Studio 54. I felt like I was in, I'm telling you, Bob, I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, just came off stage. I was feeling good. Bob said, come on back here and we're going to do some video. And I was like this the whole time. And guys, I don't get speechless. Y'all know I don't get speechless. And so I'm up in here in the studio, like literally a studio. And I'm like, wait a minute, so you the Linda? He like, yeah. I was like, Bob, you're not no Linda. Like, Bob making some boss moves. So Bob, and thank you, Shalina. Shalina is, where you at, Shalina? Shalina is in charge of our education.
I'm here. I'm running simultaneous on the live because I got you up on the live too.
Okay, awesome. So Shalina is in charge of our education squad. And Shalina was one of the hosts in Texas along with Bonnie. And that's how I was blessed to be able to meet Bob. And let me just say this, I've adopted Bob as he's a boss too, ladies. He's a boss. And he's coming to us today and he's going to share how you can utilize your social platform. And let me just say this for all of my celebrity boss ladies out there, all my celebrity bosses, this is what we need right here. You ready to take this thing to the next level? You ready to just like, you know what? They're going to know who I am. Because, Bob, I'm going to need some private sessions or something because I'm working on me. I'm working on me. So, ladies, can y'all give him some hearts? I don't see the Facebook. So can y'all give him a lot of hearts, like a lot of hearts right now, just flood it with the hearts, because we want to welcome him to this platform. Ladies, welcome to the boardroom. This is how we do it in the boardroom. So all of my boardroom boss ladies, come on. It's okay. I told y'all I was just going to open it up one time. Don't get mad. Oh, boss. Boss Bob. That's what I'm going to call you now. You are Boss Bob. Boss. You have the floor. Do your thing, and I'm going to be quiet right now.
Man, I tell you what, that's one heck of an introduction, Coach. Coach, I really do appreciate it. Real estate ladies, you guys rock, and I do hope to bring you so much value today based on my journey, my experience, and everything that I'm doing today. The path that I'm walking down is the same path that you guys are going to be able to walk down. So I'm just going to take a really couple of quick minutes. First off, I want to thank Coach Ella for inviting me into the boardroom. Shalina, obviously, as always, you're such a great partner of ours, just in business, but also in the educational realm. So thank you for having me. Guys, I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you chose to jump in. You're obviously being blessed by Coach Ella to be able to have access to something like this. If you guys are not in the boardroom, you need to participate at that level, because I know the commitment she has to bringing a high level of education to you guys is unmatched. It's something that I strive for with the number of people that she has in her groups. But you need to find out why you're here, right? Because that why is what's going to move you along this path that I'm going to go through with you over this next 40 or 45 minutes. And we want to open it up to Q&A for sure, but this next 40 or 45 minutes, because it's going to take a huge why to get you there. It's going to be a life event. It's going to be somebody that you're going to have as an accountability partner. It's going to be maybe drive through education, attention, money, whatever it's going to be. But maybe you guys are here because you realized that the majority of people are looking at homes on the internet first before they ever get in contact with an agent. They are, making decisions not because you have your face sitting on a grocery store cart or a park bench. I mean, guys, these next generation of home buyers aren't really caring about that. There's so many different ways to connect and engage with them. And as Coach Ella said, I am a media company. I'm a studio in a media company within a mortgage company. This is what I do for a living. I've done mortgages for 22 years, okay? But it didn't start that way. And what I'm excited to be able to share with you is no matter where you are in life, you can start today to build your brand, okay? When you have outer influences such as the things that Zillow just dropped on Inman News about really their goal and what they are there to do, which is put you and I out of business. They're there to protect their shareholders. They're not there to protect you. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about their shareholders and increasing the brand equity that they've built. It's the same thing that you and I need to be caring about, building our brands, our brand equity to connect and engage with more people. So that's what I want to share with you. So to start off, look, guys, this is a marketing class. It's a branding class. I need you guys to go like my Instagram page, Bob Mortgage on Instagram, my Facebook page, Bob Mortgage on Facebook, my YouTube page, Bob Mortgage on YouTube. All right. So follow me, connect with me, subscribe to my channels, because everything that I'm going to be talking about, you're going to get to see me do it every single day. And then I'll also drop some nuggets in those channels to help you guys move forward in your business. So my journey, guys, started out with a life event. I told you guys it could happen one of a couple of different ways. I had a life event happen. I had a setback in my life back in 2008 that caused me to be crippled. It caused me to have to take a couple of steps back. And these life events sometimes can cause financial loss. They can cause reputational damage. They can cause you to get on your knees crying, asking for guidance. And that wasn't me, and it wasn't too long ago. It was back in 2008. I had basically built an organization from scratch, okay? Zero business from scratch, up to an organization that was almost in 37 states doing billions of dollars of mortgage business. I started that in 2002. I got in the business in 96 as an originator, just doing loans as an originator. I built my business up to be able to launch my first company in 2002. I built two insurance companies during that time period while I was building my mortgage company, sold those insurance companies. But my mortgage company, which was the biggest company I had, and it was obviously the largest from the financial perspective, I had something happen. I had a CFO that unfortunately did some things that ended up her in federal prison. I was in a position where I was building this company, billions of dollars, $40+ million in revenue, where I was rolling it up underneath a bank to protect us from the financial challenges that were happening in the housing crisis. Wasn't because of the housing crisis that had us have the challenge. It was really just because of the fraudulent behavior and the theft and all that stuff that happened with my CFO. But I was looking at how we were going to be doing these things to roll it up underneath the bank to actually come out on the other side and be very strong, right? Financially, big bank, big mortgage company. And, you know, I get a call one day from my president, and CFO didn't come in, didn't report. And while that wasn't a big deal because she was one of my first hires and worked with me 7 days a week, it became a much bigger deal about 30 minutes later when he called me back and said, you know what, we're missing a bunch of money. We're missing 7 figures in accounts. We got a pretty big challenge. And that's obviously when things stop. I make adjustments. I call attorneys, I call auditors, and we start trying to figure things out. And you get to a point where you know you can't figure it out. And that's when you drop on your knees. You ask for guidance, and yeah, you cry because you've built something so big. It's supposed to be a legacy that you leave behind, and it gets pulled and stripped away from you. A couple of things that I had to do was, one, I had to make a phone call. Made a phone call to my church. I was dealing with theft, betrayal, lies. I had to learn how to forgive, guys. That was the reason why I made that call. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful things that you can give, not only to that person, but to yourself. You have to really be able to forgive. It was my fault. I was the chairman, CEO, and founder of the organization. While I met with her every single day, we were cash flow management. We were looking at reports. I never looked at a bank account statement. We had 20 bank accounts. I didn't look at bank account statements. I looked at financial reports. I had everything. I had auditors coming in every quarter to audit us. But I could have done one thing to maybe potentially prohibit the closure of an organization that was that large, with close to 1,000 employees. But I had to forgive myself for that, right? I had to forgive her for what we later found out was, you know, executive level embezzlement, cross state lines. It was a pretty big deal. And at that moment, not only did I have to forgive, I had to go on the offense to protect my brand. People talking about our organization, people looking at me like maybe I was involved. I had to go on the offense to protect a brand and utilizing written word, utilizing audio, utilizing video. I had to do all those things to bring it to a conclusion where 2 years later, I was able to get her in front of the FBI, the U.S. District Attorney's Office, because she'd fled the country. I worked my butt off to find her through private investigators. We got her in front of them, told the story. She confirmed, she told the story, what happened, and she went to federal prison. But that didn't stop the challenges that I had, the financial loss, not being able to work for those couple of years, having to sell rental properties, having to sell our personal house. There was a life event, guys, that moved me to the point where I am today, okay? And so you take me to 2016, right? January of 2000, or let's go to December of 2015. I hadn't worked for a couple of years. My wife is like, Bob, go back to doing what we started in 1996. Go back to being an LO. I'm like, babe, nobody knows who I am. I mean, I don't have a brand. Nobody knows who I am. No, I don't have no revenue, no income. Agents don't know me. She's like, you're going to go back to work being an LO and you're going to build this. And just like you guys rock, my wife rocks because she's 100% accurate in 99.9% of the things that happen within our family. And I did. I said, all right, we're going to go back to 1996, but we're going to do it differently in 2016. I'm not going to go and try to do one-on-one meetings with agents and people like that to have the influence to get me business. We're in 2016. Let's embrace something different. No money, no attention. I mean, nobody knew who I was, but I did have, at that time, 20 years of experience. I had a lot of knowledge, and I understood enough about technology to be able to distribute content to you guys in mass to then start dripping on you to get you to know me, like me, trust me, and start sending me business without ever having to meet with me personally. That's what I chose to do. And I'll be honest with you guys, I saw Blockbuster in our industry, just like it obviously happened with Netflix, but in the mortgage sales process. It was 300,000 loan officers chasing 1 million realtors chasing 5 million buyers, right? And I didn't want to go through that one-on-one type deal. So I took to media, guys, and that's the big thing I want you guys to take out of this next part of this conversation is this internet deal it's huge. This phone right here gets you everything that you need to do in real estate, in mortgage, in sales in general, because it allows you to get the attention of your audience. And you cannot do anything in business without first having the attention of your client. You may have the best house, but if you don't let people know about it, if you can't drive eyeballs to it, you're not going to sell it, right? Or you're not going to sell it as quickly as what your seller wants to. And then you've done all this work and somebody else gets it, and that's why they can sell it a little bit quicker, because maybe you put in a little bit of work, but not to the level that it needed to be to get the home sold in the period of time that the sellers were needing it to be sold. So you have to first get the attention of your audience to do anything in business. You have to get comfortable with this thing, that 93% of people start their home searches online. It's going to move to 99% very, very quickly. Most people use, over 70, 80% of people are using their mobile devices to be able to search for a house. 1 out of 2 buyers are finding their home before they're contacting their agent. Okay, what is Zillow starting to do? That's exactly what that post was about that was put out today on social media. That's exactly what they commented about with Inman News, is they're utilizing social media to own real estate and lending. I don't care what they do, and you shouldn't either. You should only care about you, the lane that you're in, and how you're going to build and attract the most amount of attention to your audience, to your marketplace, because they cannot beat us in local market. They maybe have it at the national level, but they were not going to beat us at the local level market. You know your homes, you know your areas, you know your school districts, you know your communities, your local business owners. You know those people better than anybody, and storytelling is what connects and allows you to connect better with that potential seller or that potential buyer. But if you're doing it one-on-one, you're not going to be doing it at the volume that you need to for them to stop putting more and more pressure on you and your business, okay? So I took the video, okay, to generate attention of you guys at that moment. And let's before we get into kind of the conversation around branding and marketing, I want you to understand there's you're running 2 different train tracks, okay, in your mind. Branding is one, marketing or selling is the other. I took to branding because I was after your attention. I wanted you to get to know me, like me, and trust me, so eventually you could start doing business with me. So the branding that you commit to is about giving everything that you have without expectation of anything in return. This is where people fail when they start getting into branding, because they're expecting something in return. Guys, the only time you can expect something in return is when you actually start marketing or selling. And that is when you have an ROI. That's when we're starting to place ads on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, pre-roll ads. We're actually going out there with a marketing plan to generate revenue from one ad or the sections of ads that we put out there. That's different. You've got to separate this in your mind. So if you're going to start to work to build a brand first, which is what I recommend you do, because it allows you then to have all the material for your marketing, your ads, and your retargeting ads, you have to do it without expectation of return. Give everything away, your knowledge, so that people get to know you, like you, trust you, to help you move forward in your business. And that's just a big deal. It's a long play, guys. I took, in January of 2016, when I got back into the origination business, 0 business, 0 revenue, 0 agents. I took the video and I did a video every Monday called The Mortgage Report. It was just a way for me to be able to put out information around the economic climate, about what's happening on the global perspective and the local perspective, and then being able to break it down as to my lock or float position. Something very simple, lock or float, based on what I'm seeing happening with interest rates. And then I tied it in with a loan tip, like, do you have to have 20% down to buy a house? Do you need perfect credit to be able to buy a home? What's the difference between investment properties versus primary residences or second homes? Something that was a tip. That was one video. Then I would send it to an editor. I would come in. I would actually write the scripts on Monday through Friday, come in on Saturdays, record my videos on Saturdays, send it to an editor I found in California. They would splice it up, edit it, get that video back to me on Monday, and we'd be ready to roll. And I'd put it out there that week. Okay. As it kind of started to progress, I realized that my videos were really long and I needed to cut them off. I did the mortgage report on Monday. I did the loan tips on Thursday. That way I had 2 different videos going out to my audience. That was something I was hearing from my audience, that it was too long. I cut an 8-minute video, and now I have 2 basically 4-minute videos. So I was starting to see engagement come up. At that time, I was very scripted. All right, I had a camera, I had a teleprompter, I'm in a suit, a tie, and man, I'm your banker. That's what you wanted. I knew you were hanging on to every word, and I knew you wanted a mortgage banker or a banker. And I quickly found out that 1, you weren't hanging on to every word I was saying, and 2, man, this is more the style that I am anyway, so you didn't need a banker with a shirt and a tie, nor does my clients, okay? You needed me to be authentic and real and really who I was, and I communicate so much better that way because you know what? I make mistakes. I have opportunities to correct it. People get to know me, like me, and trust me a whole lot better than seeing me read off a teleprompter. So we're going to talk about some of those things that you're going to have to get comfortable with. When I had those Mondays and Thursdays, I quickly then converted to a radio show. But I didn't want to do terrestrial radio because it was really, really expensive. I did internet radio. Now, the objective with the internet radio was to actually do a show and invite my guests into the show. My guests were my agents that I was targeting so that they could get to know me, like me, trust me a little bit differently than my coffee shop meeting that I did in '96. I was able to get them on a show to help them build their brand, but then give them time to see me, right? And so it was more my interview process. So now I had a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Thursday. And man, let me tell you, I was telling you this is a long-term approach. This was something that was going to take time to build. I was committed to that, but it was a game changer. That give without expectation of return truly turned into over $21 million in business in year 1. That's year 1, guys. I didn't start with anything. Just like some of you guys out there right now that aren't starting with anything, I didn't start with anything. And because I committed to that type of branding approach and that strategy, it turned it into $21 million. And that's on loan amount, not sales price. Okay, $21 million in loans. Year 2, over $34 million. That's 2017, just in that one section of business. Okay, we get business in different markets. That's just one, that social platform. Today, guys, I'm well over $100 million in business tracked from just this strategy, this branding, and then what I've moved into now, which is the selling strategy. And this is where I see that opportunity to go really huge at 500 plus million in business, just because I'm able to expand my network, gain more attention to my brand. And we're going to talk about systems and processes and how we do those types of things. So, but to get to that 100 million where I'm tracking today, it did take a mindset shift. Okay. I was the banker. I was all buttoned up. I was very well scripted. And I realized that you guys weren't really wanting that. That wasn't who I was, 1. And 2, as I kind of started meeting with more and more people, I started kind of to see my edge. And the more I got to be more myself, the more engagement I was getting, the more followings I was having within the comments. And it just really started to open my eyes to some things. And I've always said I got to be uncomfortable as an entrepreneur, and I was getting too comfortable in my scripting and being that mortgage banker, and I had to really push myself to get uncomfortable. So I started to follow people out there that were completely different, that were not in my industry, that were not in your industry. There were people like Grant Cardone or Gary Vaynerchuk or Tai Lopez, people that really made me uncomfortable, but that was good because it pushes me to a level that I get to start looking outside the box and thinking about what I could bring into my industry to better connect with people, to better impact other people's lives. Because I believe the more people you can impact and help reach their goals, much like that Zig Ziglar quote, the more that you're going to be able to reach for yourself, the more goals that you're going to be able to accomplish for yourself. And I knew that if I'm comfortable, I'm not stretching myself and I'm not helping as many people. So I started following these guys, and it just really changed. And I realized something very important. You can't be half pregnant. All right. I was a mortgage company, but I was using media to try to drive business to my mortgage operation. And I had to flip it. I had to say, you know what? I'm a media company that's going to drive as much attention and business to my mortgage company. And that may be simple to say, but I had to really think about what it is I do. My job is to bring attention to my brand. It's also to drive efficiencies and systems and processes as a mortgage banker, to be able to have great products and rates, and to be able to have amazing people that can support it. Yeah, you have this part of your business as a mortgage professional, as a real estate agent, that you can't get rid of because that's your core business. But you had to get into the mindset and actually operate as a media company. It's like Coach Ellis said, when you walk in, it's a media company, but we do mortgages every single day, and we're doing it in the very top 1% of every lender out there in the nation. But it's because I shifted my mind. I went from doing videos on Saturdays to hiring somebody full-time to run all my videography, to run my editing, to run my social media, to basically turn it into true media company so that I could document what I'm doing. You guys can't see it, but there's 4 or 5 cameras right here on me right now documenting what I'm doing today, because there's going to be a portion of this content that content that we're documenting that we can publish out there to help more people change their lives. Okay, we're recording everything that we do. And I had to have somebody, though, full-time do these things, because I couldn't do it all the time, because I'm still talking to clients. I'm still in meetings with clients, helping them structure the right home loan to get them the lowest total cost of ownership, right? But we have to document it. And so I went from putting out those 3 videos, Monday, Thursday, and a show on Wednesday, to saying I'm going to produce content at scale on a daily basis. We're going to drive high volume, what we call long tail cornerstone macro content, which could be 15, 20, 30-minute pieces of video that we're going to put out there. And we're going to find people that maybe watch that stuff. But more importantly, because we're documenting, we're going to be able to find 1-minute micro pieces of content. And that's where, just like riches are found in niches, my riches are found in my micro content. Because I can find people that you'll say, oh my God, I like what you said. And then we'll start ripping out 1-minute pieces of content from that long form piece of content, publishing it on our Instagram stories, putting it out there on Instagram or Facebook, and then seeing what's resonating, and then putting a link in there to get you to, if you like that, check out our long form content. And they go back up there, and now more people start watching the 10-minute or the 20-minute or the 30-minute version. But I needed to get your attention with 1 minute. So it became easier for me to be able to do that when I shifted to documenting versus just creating. Now, guys, I want you to go to this website, okay? And maybe we can put that in the chats here in a second, or maybe Brandon, if you're on there, I don't know if you can chat, you put it in there, but it's bobmortgagecontentmodel.com. So bobmortgagecontentmodel.com. That's where you're going to be able to download my content model, and it's going to show you everything that we do, from our macro pieces to our micro pieces. It's going to give you aspect ratios for pictures and videos, because guys, I see it too many times. You take a Facebook picture, you try to post it Instagram, and half the stuff is cut off. Okay, you can't do that. It just doesn't look right. The algorithms get messed up, and it's not representing your brand properly. So we give you all that data so that you can actually do this on your own. So bobmortgagecontentmodel.com. You'll see where we do our 5626 daily vlog. You'll see our keynotes and our jam sessions. I mean, it's just kind of how we break it all down to some of our most important micro pieces, like a 1-minute mortgage solution. That came out of people's comments to me about my loan tips, about, guys, Bob, I understand the loan tips, but man, I just look at scenarios all day. I just don't know, like, how does this apply? And the light bulb went off because I'm listening. And I said, why don't we do a 1-minute mortgage solution? Because we're dealing with challenges all day long. People calling in, I have this scenario, I have this scenario, I have this scenario. And we were always providing solutions. Turn it into a solution. Hey guys, I had somebody call in looking how to buy a house with actually no money out of pocket, but they only had a 600 credit score. What did we do? We put them on a Seth Gold, down payment assistance program with 5% assistance on a $300,000 home, and that got them $15,000, which covered their 3% down payment and their closing costs. If you have any questions, give us a call. Just a 1-minute mortgage solution, but I kept doing those in rotation all the time, right? And that's what helps build up a brand, and that's part of your micro content. So what I did now coming out of 2018, really pushing forward to my goal in 2019 was to go get the customer first. As we started to see the landscape change, I wanted to get the customer first. I wasn't putting enough content. Nobody is. You're not putting out enough content to really move the needle enough in your business or in your life. And so you have to double down. I'm on record to say, if you want to make this much money, this much money, if your goal is 6 figures, $100,000, whatever it is, right? Your daily activities, the massive action that you have to take better equal $300,000 or $500,000. Because if you try to put your daily activities to match up to what your goals are, you're going to fail. And that failure is something that means you didn't hit your goal. But if you match it up to $300,000 or $400,000, that failure, if you don't hit that $300,000 or $400,000, is really just failing forward, because maybe you hit 125 or 150, and that's still bigger than what your goal is. So I had to put everything out there that my $500 million goal was going to have to line up so I can meet my $100 million plus goal, right, and continue to grow that. So we incorporated a lead generation channel. I went out there and started selling. Now I had all this content that we had created for those 2 years. And so we started to take that and start running ads, right, to people on Facebook. It's as simple as that. Look, Facebook works, guys. It works so well that the founder had to be in front of Congress explaining how all this crap works, okay? It works, okay? So I started to take these ads and placing them in front of people, okay? You don't have to get so specific in ads and who you're trying to contact and like all these audiences and things like that and all these algorithms that Facebook's doing away with anyway. You're just placing ads in front of as many people as you can in the areas that you want to get in front of. And trust me, the ones that are interested will raise their hands. Then, now you know they're interested. Now is where you start making your money, right? Because now you're talking about the ability to retarget them or the ability to get them to take action at another level. So we started to incorporate this whole big lead generation channel in play just on a couple of categories. Like I said, riches or niches. I went to down payment assistance. That's how I became the #1 down payment assistance loan officer for Seth Gold Star in the state of Texas. We went to self-employed, okay, buyers. Why I'm the #1 for a lot of these investors that we sell our self-employed loans to, and I identified challenges. Then we went to veterans, okay, teachers. We found segments and niches to communicate things to them that solved a challenge or an assumption that they had, okay? I'm expecting now an ROI because I've moved from branding to selling. Now I'm spending money. I have an ROI that I want to make, okay? But what will happen is you're going to start to see follow-up challenges because now, guys, we're generating thousands of leads on a monthly basis. My team is nice. It's a big size team, but you can't follow up with that many people. Okay, so we had to change some of the things that we started to do. We started to say if your credit score is above a certain level, okay, and you're looking for down payment assistance or you're looking for this and you have this much money to put down, right? Present to them a place for them to be able to apply online. Let's see if we can filter out those people to get them to actually take action because they've already filled out a form. They said their name, email address, phone number. They told us when they're likely to move in the next 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9 months. They gave me their credit score, what they anticipated was their credit score. They told me if they have a property to sell. They tell me what their rental is, right? I mean, I get 5, 6 items. They're giving me some info. Now, if their credit score is 580 or above, right, and they're looking for down payment assistance, great. We'll go ahead and present them an opportunity for them to apply, okay, online. At that point, they're applying, and now my team is taking over, and we're working with that client to move them forward into a home loan. But let's say somebody doesn't apply. They've already raised their hand one time. They haven't taken the next step. Now is where you have this bigger challenge because we're generating thousands of them. Like I said, we had to hire ISA companies, right? ISAs to be able to go out there, inside sales agencies and agents to be able to call these individuals. They're calling 8 hours a day, 6 days a week to be able to try to connect with them. And it's really important, guys. There's scripting. There's all these kind of things. It's so important to be able to help that ISA build the right type of rapport so that you can make these calls when they set the appointments. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, so we hired the ISAs. Then I brought in an AI, an artificial intelligent assistant, right? Not a chat bot, but an actual AI assistant that is having communications with them via email and text. They don't even know it's an AI assistant because they're taking on my identity as my brand. And all we're doing is taking this huge log of blessed, right, of leads that have not taken the time to fill out an application and moving them to a point where they do something. They take another level of action. Okay, and at the same time, then I'm putting retargeting ads in front of them. And these ads can be very specific, and I'm telling them a story, right? I'm teaching them something, but in a story. So, guys, it's a big system. It's a big process. It's not for today or tonight, but I'll get into it. But I want to get into other things that I know can help you with where you are, because a lot of you guys may not be comfortable, okay, with being on camera, being on video, or maybe you haven't. Well, let's just put it this way. You're afraid, right? You don't have the inner confidence or the self-esteem because you're concerned about what other people think. You're concerned about what they say about your video or what they said about your post that you wrote, or, how you sound. You're afraid about what you look like or what you sound like. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You can't. You cannot care about what other people, let's say 95% of people, say about you, what they write, what their comments are. You can't be concerned about how many likes you have. Their opinions. You just can't. Say, hey, you know what? Thank you for that. I really appreciate you watching the 13 minutes and 28 seconds to that point for you to be able to comment on this, that, or the other. I really appreciate that. Hey, watch my video tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about this. I mean, you just have to be grateful that the fact that they watched the 13-minute video, even though they made a comment that you otherwise would have maybe crippled you. So it's really about finding inner confidence, because once you have that self-esteem, you're not crippled by it and you can move forward. And the other part of it is you understand what you're doing. You're educating people and you're going to be consistent with it. Consistent meaning you put out content every day. Because if you did something that wasn't, maybe you said it wrong on Monday, guess what? Tomorrow holds a new day to do another video, and you can correct it on that day, right? So those things are really, really important. You also need to find your voice. All right, find your voice. Maybe, you know what? Maybe you're so self-aware that you don't want to be on video. That's fine, okay? But there's other things that you can do. Maybe you love to talk. Start a podcast. Maybe you love to write. Go to LinkedIn and do a blog. Guys, there's so many ways to connect with people. My wife doesn't even watch my videos, but I have a podcast. She'll listen to it all day long. She puts her headsets on and she'll listen to it in bed, but she doesn't want to watch the videos. I get it. That's why you have to be consistent and you have to do all this at different levels, okay? You cannot be overly prepared. You must be overly enthusiastic. You have to be excited about this stuff, guys. It's so much easier than you think when you're excited, you're enthusiastic, and you got to be able to know your business. If I were to take this and put your phone up to Coach Ella about her coaching business, I guarantee you she's going to be able to rant about something for 1 minute about how what she does moves more people closer to their goals and impacts their life. If I put this in front of Shalina and it's about buying a house, I guarantee you she's going to be able to talk about her business in a way in 1 minute that's going to impact more people's lives and get them to take action to be able to buy a home. If you can't talk about something within your business, your core competency, in 1 minute with just putting a phone up there, whether it's video or audio, I'll be honest with you, you need to rethink your career. Okay, this is a big deal. This is how we connect, communicate, and move people forward in their journey and in life. Okay, own that part of it, find confidence, and move this stuff forward. Okay, I want you to have an abundant life, and I want you to become a celebrity in your space. It's going to require you taking or having a huge vision and taking massive action. It's that action I was talking about. If you want $100,000 in income, you better be over here with your action on a daily basis at 400,000, 300,000. Do not align your daily actions at 100. Align it at 3 times, 10 times that amount. So when you possibly fail, you're failing forward in it. All right. So what do I think you need to be doing? I think you need to be building a personal brand on your social media. You need to do a vlog. I'm so into video. You got to be putting out vlogs on a daily basis. I do feel like you should do a podcast. Okay, I really do. And I'll show you how easy it is in a second to be able to do a podcast if you're committed to doing video. I do think you need to do Facebook Live weeklies. Okay, yeah. It's just a quick, throw up a camera, throw up your phone, and do a Facebook Live video. I'm going to give you some equipment that you're going to be able to use for that stuff here in a second. Yes, you should do your listing videos. That's just part of it. You need to do those walkthroughs and all that kind of stuff. And you need to fully embrace with this generation that's coming up, Instagram and Instagram stories. Do not underestimate the power of stories, being able to offer surveys in your stories. What do you like? What's more important to you? Show me the image that you like best. I mean, if you're creating engagement in stories, then people are going to start following your wall. They're going to start following you. And ultimately, you're going to be able to connect and engage with people and then move them forward to maybe taking action with you as their realtor. If it were me, I would be doing videos around the community. Let's say you're in a particular community and that's what you're servicing. I would go find the principal and I would interview the school principal. Okay. I would create an interview around the star athlete of the week. Okay. I would find a teacher to interview. Okay. Whether that's a week, it's a month, whatever you want to do, but I would be interviewing that. People make decisions on where they want to live based on schools, right? They make it a lot of different reasons, right? But you have to romanticize around the story in your community so that you can get people to choose you. So whether it's a principal, it's a teacher, it's a star athlete of the week, it's a local business owner, okay? Not necessarily the chain, but a local business owner. Why did you choose to put your business in this community? Can you speak to us a little bit about like what this community is about and what it means to you as a business owner, okay? You're going to want to go find somebody that's lived there forever. Their kids are grown. They've left. Why did that person choose to stay there? Maybe it's because of the wonderful parks, the park and recreational activities that exist there. Something has kept them there, and that's romanticizing about the community, guys. I mean, it's so important to be able to do that because storytelling is what is moving people to make decisions. You got to put out your content daily, and you create that emotional connection, which is going to be the turning point. I think your story, if you're sharing it, much like I shared mine, you got to find a way to make it raw, be vulnerable, and be authentic, because that's what people's going to connect with you. You also need to be recording customers, your customers, or your testimonials. Get a quick video from your customer, and it could be something as simple as a 30-second video. Hey guys, this is Jim. I just closed on my new home here in Plano, Texas, and I just want to give a big shout out to Bob Mortgage, man. That team is amazing. They provided a great experience for us, an awesome rate. If you're looking to buy a house, I highly encourage you to use Bob Mortgage for financing. Something that simple. You give them a template, let them cut the video while they're closing, and you market the heck out of that stuff, okay? If you're still searching for things to interview your loan officer. You could interview me, right? You come in, hey, Bob, or we do it on a Zoom chat. Hey, Bob, I get a lot of questions from my audience about, whether or not you need to have, perfect credit to be able to buy a house. Do you have to have 700 credit scores, Bob, to buy a home? Hey, Bob, I have questions that coming from my audience about, how much money they need to be able to buy a home. Most people think you have to have 20% down to buy a home. You and I know that's not the case, but would you mind sharing with my audience on how easy it is to buy and how much money you need? And then I get to answer the question. It's stuff like that you can continuously produce content. It's right there in front of you, and get that stuff distributed. So marketing has also changed. Okay, I'm going to share this with you because the follow-up has actually become a lot easier with people when you're out there fully engaging on social media. Okay, because now we're able to put people into categories a lot easier. You have people that say that are looking to buy in 12 months, people that are looking to buy in 6 months, and people that are looking to buy like right now, like in the next 1 to 2 months, right? Well, I know traditionally what most have gone to is this sales funnel, and we only want to focus on the people that are looking to buy right now, the 1 to 2 months, because we know that that is money in our pocket. And so we forget about the 6 or 12 months, or we're not as good at marketing to those 6 or 12 months. Now with the way videos work is once you get those ads in place, or once you get the people that have filled out your information, given you their business card, however you've gotten it, you can create a custom audience in Facebook, and you can market specifically to those people at a much lower cost to market to them, a cost per lead, okay? And now you're putting content in front of them based on their categories, whether it's 12 months, it's 6 months, and you're just dripping on them. You're giving them value, and then, raise your hand. If you want to do something now, raise your hand. Value, raise your hand. And you're doing these things in your videos and in the images that you're distributing, and then they're going to be raising their hands, and that's when you can start seeing them drip down these campaigns where they were at 12, now they became 6. Now they're in that window where you need to be focused on them, and they're 1 to 3 months, and let's get them into your pre-approval process, get them into making an offer on a home. And it really has made follow-ups so much easier when you embrace it through social media. Like I said, riches are in niches. Find your categories. Find something you're great at or what you want to market to. Maybe it's down payment assistance. Find the assumption that most people have and solve it with a video. You target those individuals. They raise their hand. Hey, I understand that most people think you need to have 20% to buy a home. What if I were to show you that you could buy a house with little to no money out of pocket? Well, if you'd like to be able to do that, go over to bobmortgage.com and you'll see a form that says apply now to build your profile, and we'll get you into a home with little to no money out of pocket. Something very simple, right? Like that. And you move them down that process. Find their assumption, challenge it through video, and solve it. And that's when they're going to start raising their hand, and they're going to start to allowing you to take action with them. Now, in these videos, guys, it's important to understand that when you're marketing to these people, if you're not making an offer, you're not making money, okay? So scripting is going to be very, very important, but you can't just be selling all the time. So if I'm going to be creating a video, let's say I'm marketing like to an agent, right, to get them to use me as their lender, I may start out with a comment or something like that to let them know what this is about. And then I would say, by the way, if you're looking for a lending partner that will allow you to close more transactions, serve more families, provide a better financing experience for your clients, and help you make more money, go to bobmortgage.com and you'll find my phone number and scheduling button to set a time to chat with me. And then I go into what it is that I'm there for, which is some type of video that's educational to help you make more money, to help you impact more people's lives. It's going to be tied into something like that. So I would say, by the way, and then I would say, before I go, if you're looking for somebody if you're looking for a lending partner and I go into that spiel, so you're able to flank, by the way, and before I go, with your sales pitch, and then everything here is all centered around pure education. And that video may only be 1 minute, or not 1 minute, it could be a 3-minute video to get all that in, maybe a 3-minute video, and you're able to hold people's attention a whole lot better that way. Now, if you're sitting here wondering, okay, how do I do this? I mean, look, you need to hire somebody. I really feel this way. You need to hire somebody either to create or to at least create and edit your video. You need somebody that understands social media. Now, maybe that could be your kid. Okay, I started out in the very beginning with an intern from college. I just pay somebody as an intern from college to be able to help me out because I was creating my own content. But I needed somebody to edit my content and put it all out there so I could get it distributed. Now, today, it's a lot easier to create or document your content with all the types of equipment that's out there. I'm going to share my backpack with you here in a second. But I do feel you cannot do this on your own. It is too difficult. You need to find somebody, whether it's your kid, whether it's a freelance person that'll do it for you, to either film you on a, once a week, or you use your camera to film yourself and then give it to somebody to splice it up and edit it. But you have to have a ritual around that stuff. That's what the content model will help you understand, is the ritual that you have to create, the content and the calendar and the schedules. But then you're also going to need equipment, guys. And so another website that I want you to go to is, it's kit.com, kit.com, and it's /ThatGingerBP. So ThatGinger, B as in boy, P as in Paul. So That Ginger BP. I think I'm going to have to change the name on that one, Brandon. It's too long sometimes. But kit.com, That Ginger BP, and that's going to be something that will give you everything that I feel like you need in your backpack as a realtor. It's all smartphone friendly. So the type of mic you're going to be wearing. Okay, mics, the audio is super important. It has to be crystal clear to your audience. So if they can't hear it, they're going to check out and go somewhere else. The type of lenses that you can use even on your phone. I got thousands of dollars of camera equipment, at me that has all this technical stuff and lenses and backgrounds and variations and all that kind of stuff. You can buy little lenses here for very little money that can do it on your smartphone. Okay, that can kind of phase out that background and make it a little fuzzy when you don't even know how to do that from just your own editing stuff in your camera. We're going to show you how lights are important and the kind of lights we recommend, whether that's the lights that go up here, it's your standalone lights, but the lighting is super important. So you don't have that audience that's kind of looking at you, they can't hear you, and you're really dark. I've seen that way too much. The types of rigs, meaning tripods, gimbals, selfie sticks that we're going to recommend. And finally, yes, editing software. We've tested a lot of different software. I know that's one of the biggest struggles. Is my biggest struggle. We're going to show you some editing software that we like, that we feel even you guys can just plug and play and actually do it with a little bit of coaching and training. You guys can be able to do that. So that's kind of where I would go with it, the BobMortgageContentModel.com and kit.com /ThatGingerBP. So where we've kind of gone through all this, guys, is, and I do want to open this up for Q&A here, is I'm at a point now where I'm doing, mortgages. That's what my team do all day, every day. But most importantly, I'm running my media distribution, my coaching company, my media coaching company, and my media company, because those are things that I see more and more people need to be able to do, to understand branding and understand how to lead generate. And my job really just, guys, is to bring as much brand exposure to Bob Mortgage as I can, to my partners, my brand partners, and then to make sure that we provide a great feeling experience for our clients. So before we open it up to questions, I want to leave you with this. This is something I've said before, but success is easier than you think, as long as you're not overly prepared or overly enthusiastic. Okay, guys. All right, Coach Ella, I really do appreciate that. Hopefully everybody got everything, if not more than what they wanted out of it, but I wanted to open up to Q&A so we can get this thing taken care of for you.
Well, Bob, first let me do this. let me do this, Bob. Okay, bosses. That was nice, Bob. I like it. So I don't see Shalina, where you at? Because I'm gonna let Shalina go through. We got the Facebook Live. Boss ladies, come on now. I want you to give me some honest feedback. Bob is a keeper. Are we keeping Bob? Bob is a keeper. Come on, boss ladies. Give Bob some hearts. Look, he just opened up his book and showed you guys like all his little secrets. Nobody's getting that. Real estate ladies rock. We get that.
Coach,
for all of our boss ladies. Shalina, boss ladies, come on now.
I'm on.
Okay,
Can
so
you hear me?
I'm hearing me on I got Facebook open and I need to cut it off because I can hear me.
Okay,
So-
yeah. There's a delay in the Facebook Live comments here.
It's okay. So, Bob, I have a question for you though. Where are you located at? So for all of the boss ladies that are near you, because look, ladies, we do business with those that support our business. This is a two-way street here. I call on Bob, and ladies, I'm just saying, he's pouring into us because he wants your business to be successful. So Bob, where are you located? I told them you were in Texas, but I know you can use some more business, right, Bob?
You know what? Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, always. I mean, that's we all can. That's how we generate the lives that we want. So I am actually in Addison, Texas, Dallas, Texas, but I lend all over. So I have an office here in Addison, but we do all over Texas. We do Arizona, California, Idaho, New Mexico, Washington, and Wyoming. So I'm mostly all on the West Coast, obviously, nothing on the East side. My big books are, my clients are all over Texas and typically Cali and Arizona.
Okay, it's okay to, you know what, they always say this, closed mouths don't get fed. So you come on here and say you don't want nothing, we gonna say, Bob ain't asked me for nothing. No, ladies, we're serious. But the thing is that we want to support him and we want to support his business. I know I met his wife and his Brandon over there. And let me just say this, it was nothing but love over there. And I feel so welcome. I mean, they have a beautiful location and everything. If he does his loans like he does at his office, like if that office represent anything that those customers are going to get, all I can just say is watch out. Because
I'll tell you, Coach Ella, here's something, guys, that's really important to understand. When you focus on building a brand and you put yourself out there to the level that we have, we're fully exposed. You have to be able to execute. You have no room to hide. Okay, so when you really commit to this branding side of it and marketing side, you have to be buttoned up. Your process, your systems, your people, all this volume that you create, because I promise you, if you mind your business this way, the volume will be there. And what's going to happen is either you got to be forward thinking enough to be in front of that. So like ISAs and AIs and people that you hire, or else people are not going to have the feel and experience that you want your brand to represent. And then what happens is they can start talking negatively about you. And that's something I'm very proud of, is I don't have negative reviews. I have all 5-star reviews. And it's because I have to see forward thinking enough to be able to put things in place so that people they never feel as if we're too busy for them. We have to be centered in, we're in real estate and we're in mortgage, but we're in the feel and experience business. The better we can make people feel about the experience they have, we will all win.
that is, you know what, somebody had mentioned to me, well, they said, you know what, you just like you are on the Facebook Live. I was like, well, what was I supposed to be something different? They said, well, no, you know how you just fun here. And I would have thought when you came that you were going to be boss ladies. What you see is what you get. I don't know how to be anything else. So that is crucial. Your brand represents you, and the experience that you give to your customers, it should be second to none. Like they should have the wow effect. So your branding speaks that. Your branding speaks the wow, or your branding speaks wow.
Well, look, guys, and there's two parts to this, right? In the branding side, you got to understand two things. If you're trying to have satisfied clients, or if you're willing just to communicate, both are going to put you on the pathway to bankruptcy. So customer satisfaction and communication is the pathway to bankruptcy. You have to be focused on creating raving fans and proactively communicating. Look, you're the expert. I'm the expert. We have to be able to answer questions before they ask it. That is about feel and experience right there. So really focus on those two things. If you can't move the needle enough in somebody's life to have them say, wow, this was awesome, you're just providing satisfied clients, and next thing you know, Zillow's going to be taking them.
We already know that, bosses, so we won't talk about that. That's like kind of a, Bob, you saying something that's kind of making us Don't go there today, Bob. We're not going to go there today. So, boss ladies, let me ask you guys. So, Shalina, are you there? Shalina, my boardroom bosses. Ladies, you guys are getting a piece of what we get in the boardroom. So, I want to talk to my boardroom boss ladies. Now, my boardroom boss ladies, I know you're listening there. And do you guys have any questions on, I already say, everybody needs to have, been telling the ladies, Bob, that they all need to have their own real estate show. Like we're working on getting our own real estate show. So bosses, my boardroom boss ladies, Shalina, any questions there from them?
No, I don't have any questions right now. No questions coming in. I think Bob's team is on it in terms of answering any personal questions that came into the chat. So no questions.
Okay, so let's like share some of these questions though, because if y'all type the answer in, our live audience really don't see this portion. So was it anything that was like stood out that we need to relate onto the main page? What about our Facebook? Facebook, is Bob a keeper? Like, talk to me.
Yeah,
is Bob a keeper?
A lot of feedback that Bob is a keeper.
Bob, it look like we gonna keep you around a little bit longer, Bob. It look like.
I appreciate that. I'll do my best next time to improve. I'll make sure I do better for you next time.
Bob, anytime you come on the platform and pour in your heart and you're genuine, that's enough. Like we're not expecting anything in 30 minutes, an hour. It's all about relationship. And when we say a keeper, we want to build that relationship. We want to get to know you a little bit more. We want you to help. My thing is this, there's no agents left behind. And I'm truly looking for partners, people that believe in this mission. I just don't believe that any agent should be out there struggling. Ladies, if you want to do branding and you want to like take your social platform to another level, I'm connecting. I told you, I'm connecting with eagles. I'm letting them feed me. I am not going to be listening to somebody that's not doing it. I went to the source. So he's doing it at a different level. And this is the thing. You may have heard the mortgage side, but I want you to flip it. See, I think differently. Flip it. If he did this in the mortgage piece, how can I do this in the real estate piece? So what we're going to do with Bob is I'm going to dissect everything that he has said, because I'm going to wear him out. I'm going to dissect everything he said. I'm going to go into the boardroom and I'm going to expand. Like, okay, Bob, you mentioned now YouTube channel, do your stuff through. I've been doing Facebook Live. Everybody tell me that I need to, step it up and do YouTube. And why is that, Bob? Why are they pushing me to the YouTube to do my videos via YouTube? Just give me a tip. Why?
Well, YouTube is going to allow, it's searchable, like how to do this, how do I do that? It's one of the best how-tos searched on, you're not going to search that on Facebook, you're not going to search that on Instagram. It's a way for you to truly tell long-term or longer form stories to connect and resonate and engage with people. And it's just a great searchable platform for you to share how to do this, how to buy a house with little to no money out of pocket, how to get the best price on a home, how to buy in this area. That's what people search for. When I go to things, I go to YouTube and say, how do I do this? And that's where all the videos start populating.
And this is Shalina. I'm going to add one other thing in there. For those of you who don't know, Google owns YouTube. And so when people go to search, where do they go to search? They go on Google. And so if you have a video that contains the content that they're looking for, well, now you're not only showing up on YouTube, you're showing up on Google, and it's easier for me to find your content.
Awesome. Hey, look, I got a coaching assignment, because y'all, let me just say this. I hear things differently. I think differently. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys to do, because Bob said something in his training. He said, we all got content. Because a lot of times I got caught up with like, I don't have nothing. I don't know what to say. They're like, Coach, you got to come up with some content. That's all I kept hearing. I was like, but I didn't realize that I had been recording Facebook Live for over a year. And it's like, well, Coach, you got 85 videos out there. You remember Bob said probably portion of this thing he'll use, but it may be like a 30-second something that was catching, and he's going to use it, and he's going to repurpose that video. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to now think of everything that you know that's real estate that you can be a resource, and put a how-to in front of it. So how to set up your house, to get it prepared for to sell it. How to get a loan. How to, come on y'all, put something in the feed and tell me a bunch of how-tos. You just created a library full of content because I told you guys. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, and the other thing, Ella, I'll tell you is when you're documenting, meaning you're recording everything, yes, you get long form content and you can pull out your micro content, the 1 minute stuff, but then you also have images, like all these images you see rotating behind came from a video at some point. The editor, my editor was just like, hey, that's a great little caption that we got right there. Let's pull that out and create an image. And then, oh, by the way, you said something really smart. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, you said something really smart. Let's actually make that a quote. Okay, so all of a sudden that one video turned into 4, 5, 6 pieces of content. Now, when you want to do a podcast, guess what? Just take the video that you did, strip the audio out of it, and you turn it into a podcast. You didn't have to recreate anything. You just turned it into a podcast by just pushing record on your video camera. And so when you start thinking about that, you're actually working smarter, not working harder.
That's amazing. So look, I got a question though. Okay, so with having that, I'm not techie. I don't know anything about how to do my, editing and all this. For the person that don't, I'm always gonna say outsource. You can find somebody to outsource. I shared a Fiverr guy with the ladies. We did the videos. It was like $10. $10 to put some words. It was like for Instagram, because the timing, you only need like a minute. And the things that you guys, can you move a little bit over, Bob, and let's see your slideshow? So talk to us a little bit about the slideshow.
Well, I'll tell you.
These pictures.
Yeah, these are just, like I said, these are images that we just pulled from the video that we were recording. So all these are, it was a recording at some time. We pulled myself out of the video, created the image, and then Brandon, which Brandon heads up all video and editing, all that kind of stuff on my team, my brand ambassador, he just basically started creating the backgrounds behind it and then pulled out each one of these things, a quote, something I said at some point. So we have record documentation of me saying it. And then that's what goes up as a quote. Document your journey, right? That was just something that was actually I think that might have even been a picture. Well, now most of these, I was in Austin, Texas, right there at Hope Park, and we decided to shoot a video about hope is not a plan, right? And it was just something that spoke to me at that moment. We were at Hope Park, and I'm like, you know what? There's so many people that have hope, but they don't have a plan, and you cannot base your financial stability. You cannot base whether you're buying your house on hope. I hope I can buy. I hope I have credit. You know what? You need to take a step in the right direction. Talk to your expert to make sure that you're on the right path to homeownership. And so it's just you're finding it when you're really in the moment. It just kind of comes to you.
Awesome. I love it. Hey guys, when those young people on spring break or winter break, and they're part of the school, where Shalina said you can go to the college and just have them to come to your office and just hang out with you and just film. Don't even look at me. Just I'm talking on the phone or I'm doing something or whatever. Just record. I'll say record.
One of the things.
High school, because
one of the things you could do. Yeah, one of the things you could do with school starting is everybody. A lot of you guys may be in carpool. Start like a carpool live show. And have somebody in your car, because it's 30 cars deep and you got to wait 35 minutes or 40 minutes to pick up your kid. You might as well do a Facebook live show right there and make the best use of your time and make it something fun around something that was like, oh my God, it's a whip. I'm waiting in line for 40 minutes.
You know what? You just said something. I love that. Boss ladies, all you guys are picking up your kids from school and y'all waiting. And then look, I have one of the girls, I think it's Anna. Anna, she does carpool karaoke, almost kind of like how what is the comedian guy that come on late night show? and he does the carpool karaoke, and she has a little real estate one. I thought that was brilliant. That was brilliant. So, but I love these. So then you created what, a slideshow of all of the pictures. These were pictures, and then you got your graphic person to put the text. Okay.
They're just an image that we create, and we put the text on top of the image. And that's what I say. I think you should like to create things like this. I mean, if you're not technically sound, you probably just need to hire that out, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, it's just getting the documentation. Like that was a video right there of me and a guy named James Sharp were showing the inside of our coats, and we ended up putting a quote tied to that. Right. So I mean, it's just.
I'm on it, Bob. I'm on it. You wait. Give me like a couple of weeks. I'm gonna pull out some of these things. Wait a minute. After I lose about 20 pounds first, Bob.
Nope. Start today. Show your transformation. Hey, start today. That's the whole point, guys. Be authentic. If you have to pick up kids and you're a single, let's say a single mom or single dad, I mean, be real, be authentic. The challenges that comes along with that, managing a household, running a business, all that kind of stuff. Those are what's going to connect with the people that are going to want to connect with you. And that's who they're going to be doing business with. They want to know you, not the fake you. Right?
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob. Thanks. You just killed my dream. You just killed my dream.
No.
I know.
Documenting your journey. That's what it's about.
Okay. Y'all keep on documenting my journey. Yes. Okay, so any questions on the Facebook, Shalina, that you can see?
No Facebook, but Bob, can you please repeat the states? Someone asked you to repeat the states you covered.
Yeah, it's going to be Texas, Arizona, California, Idaho, New Mexico, Washington, and Wyoming.
There you have it, ladies.
Okay, so y'all got that? Okay, so I'm trying to look over here because, with Facebook, ladies, if you asked a question and you live on Facebook right now, you might want to ask that question again because your comment may be like, way. We already know you said Bob is a keeper.
I'm on it. There's
Miss Johnson. I got to tell the missus. Got to tell her. Yes. Look at this one right here. Time. Wow, I'm loving all of this. So, yes. I'm trying to see. How do you do? Somebody put, how do you do an open house? I don't know what was that for.
She was responding to when the question was posted about putting content in there, and she was talking about some of the content. The question that just came in, Jessica Cortez wants to know, Bob, where do you see yourself in 3 years?
In 3 years? Oh, wow. I mean, I feel that I will be in a place where I'm doing more public speaking. I am connecting and engaging with a much larger audience. This gives me the ability to reach 8 billion people. I'm going to be moving and impacting more people in their life to make good financial decisions. And yes, I'll be running my mortgage company. I will be impacting my team's lives every day because I'll be bringing the audience's attention to this brand, which is just going to move them further along in their life. My media company, my coaching company will be, it'll be huge because of just what I'm willing to do is just give. So, I'll be doing the same thing I'm doing today. I'll just be doing it on a global scale.
Can I ask, since, I have all of these viewers watching and, I might as well get you right now and just ask this question because you don't ask, you don't get anything about what can I do? I want to put the ladies maybe like on a week challenge of something to do, to be able to create. So give us an assignment, something that will impact our business like right now if we do this. Give me that one tip when it comes to this branding, whether it's going to be videos. What would you like us to do so that we can say we make you proud, Bob? Like, give me one person assignment.
So if I would really look at it and say, okay, first, do you have a Facebook, Instagram? Those are the two things I would look at first. Don't worry about LinkedIn or YouTube or all these other channels right now. Look at Facebook and Instagram. Do you have those two channels? Do you have it like built out and ready to go? that you got to have those two. I mean, it's non-negotiable in today's world. Yes, you have a personal page and a business page. Realistically, they're both business. It is what it is. If you want a true personal page, just go create a private page that nobody sees, that you can communicate with family. But your personal page ends up becoming business, and you just sprinkle in some personal stuff here and there. So make sure you have that set up. If I were you, the first thing that I would do is put together a 1-minute video, okay? Just a 1-minute micro piece of content. And I would then do a Facebook Live video, an interview. Find somebody to interview that would bring value to your audience. And it's as simple as that. You're going to go through and you're going to have questions. It could be a 30-minute, 45-minute jam session. Mine's called the Bob Morris Jam Session. And it's just a wrap between you and somebody else about things that you feel are going to be important to your audience, that are going to help move them further along in their life, right? And so I think a micro piece of content and a jam session are two things, if you're really focused on video, that'll get you out of your comfort zone and allow you to see how easy it is.
Okay, ladies, that's the challenge. A micro session and then a jam session. Ladies, you can go find any business owner that is related into what we're doing. And for all of you guys that are in Bob area, hey, we're going to use Bob. Go down to Bob's office and find out what topic do you want Bob to discuss, whether it is FHA, conventional, refinance, as anything, and I'm going to put him on film. Ladies, for those of you guys that are in his area, you got the studio, you got the setup. For those of us not, it's okay, because this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to whatever loan officer, to the title company, to an attorney, go to, even down at the court, see if you can get somebody to talk to you. Whatever piece of information or advice that you can give to the consumer, because you're the resource. So that is your goal. Your goal is interview them. Let them shine. You don't like being on the camera? Interview them and let them drop some nuggets on you. Then what we're going to do, we're going to repurpose it. We're going to get somebody that's going to be able to edit this thing up for you. And Fiverr, I love Fiverr. I'll give y'all my contacts that I know of on Fiverr. Bob, he may have some contacts. So that's what I would challenge everybody to do. And then you know what? Come into the boardroom, share what you got. Let me see. Tag me. Tag Bob in your video. If y'all not friends, well, Bob said he got 25,000 friends, so he got a wait list of 3 pages of people trying to be his friend.
Go like my Instagram page. It's a lot easier to get to. My Facebook page is impossible on my personal side, but you can do it on my business page, YouTube or link or Instagram, because they don't cap me.
Okay, y'all hear that? So Instagram don't cap us, so we need a lot of Instagram followers. Just do the right thing, boss lady. So, Shalina, do you have any last minute things you want to say before we let Bob close us out? And boss ladies, please give Bob some hearts. I don't mind sharing my hearts today. Give Bob some hearts. Brandon is in the background. Shout out to you, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Over there holding it down.
And I know Jennifer's over there somewhere.
Hey, Miss Jennifer, we got to get the boss lady, because that's who really the boss is. I don't care what Bob say. We know that Jennifer is the true boss lady over there. But we appreciate you, Bob, so much. Shalina, do you have any last minute things you want to share?
No, ma'am. Just a huge thank you to Bob for that content website. That is absolutely amazing. And just thank you for sharing and contributing. And I'm looking forward to doing my homework.
Okay, I missed that content website. Okay, I'm going to have to go look at the notes and stuff. But Bob, I appreciate you. All of my real estate ladies, rock ladies out there that's on the page, all my boardroom ladies, look, we get him in the boardroom. Trust me, we got some stuff I got some things I want to run past him for you ladies. So Bob, I'm going to let you close it out, but I truly, all jokes aside, I'm always playing. But I'm grateful. I'm thankful that you believe in our mission of No Agents Left Behind. I'm so thankful and grateful that you're willing to share what you've learned and to pass it on to somebody else. A lot of people won't do that because it's about self. And the fact that you are willing and open to share and you want to see others grow in this industry, together we win. And so for that, I am forever grateful. I thank you and your team for even coming out on the platform for us. And ladies, I appreciate you guys for your support always to me and to this mission. So Bob, I'm gonna let you close it out and you got it.
All right, so a couple of quick things. Inner confidence, true self-esteem, you got to find it, okay? You have to understand it's consistency over content. Do not worry so much about the content that you put out. Just be worried about how consistent you are, because that's what builds the brand, is people get to know you, like you, trust you a lot quicker. Inner confidence, true self-esteem, consistency over content, and please enjoy this, be enthusiastic with everything that you do, and you're going to have an abundant life. I truly believe it. So Coach Ella, thank you so much as always for having me on. Your blessing. Shalina, same to you. You guys are just awesome. What you're doing with all your people that you're impacting, it's really inspirational for me. I do really value it, and thank you so much. So you guys take care. Peace out. Go
Thank
love
you,
go enjoy life. See ya.
All right, Bob, thank you guys so much. To all of my Facebook boss ladies, all my ballroom boss ladies, you know what we do. I am an amazing agent making a lot of money. I am the boss and I am not comfortable. I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, Coach.